The gentlelady from California is recognized for 5 minutes in support of her motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today to offer the final amendment to this bill. Passage of this amendment will not prevent passage of the underlying bill. If it's adopted, my amendment will simply be incorporated into the bill, and the bill would be immediately voted upon. Mr. Speaker, no matter if you support or oppose Keystone XL, we can all agree that extracting and transporting oil has some serious risks. It only takes one small crack, one small mistake to cause a major oil spill and a catastrophe, irreparable damage to the surrounding communities and to the environment. History has shown us that there is simply no such thing as a spill-proof well or pipeline. Accidents happen, and they will continue to happen regardless of what we're told by the oil companies building and maintaining the pipelines. In fact, accidents have already happened 14 times on the existing section of the Keystone pipeline. And these oil spills don't just devastate the surrounding environment, they harm lives and livelihoods as well. In 1969, my home district in California experienced one of the worst oil spills in American history. I saw firsthand the devastating damage to our local economy, to human health, to property, to natural resources. And we've sadly seen this happen far too many times since then in communities all around this country. The Deepwater Horizon disaster cost 11 lives, billions of dollars in economic damages, and untold devastation to the delicate ecosystem of the Gulf. That very same year, we saw as well a terrible spill in Kalamazoo, Michigan. This spill was particularly noteworthy because it involved tar sands oil, which is the same type of oil that would flow through the Keystone pipeline. Tar sands oil is much harder to clean up than standard crude, which is one of the reasons the spill took nearly $1 billion and several years to clean up. Mr. Speaker, despite numerous assurances that Keystone XL will be safer and that the risk of a spill will be minimal, safer simply does not equal safe. That's why we have the Oil Spill Liability Trust Fund, to ensure that the oil companies that create these messes will also pay for them to clean them up. This trust fund is financed by an 8 cents per barrel fee on crude oil and petroleum products. But TransCanada is currently not even required to contribute to the trust fund for Keystone because tar sands oil is not considered crude oil for purposes of this program, a loophole if I've ever heard one. So if there's a spill, taxpayers and local communities, not those responsible, could be stuck paying for this cleanup. That's why I'm offering this straightforward amendment. My amendment would simply require TransCanada to certify that it will pay the same per barrel fee for its tar sands oil as it does for its regular crude. It would ensure that TransCanada, and not taxpayers, pay to clean up its own mess in the event of a spill. I've offered this amendment several times before, both in committee and here on the floor, so the majority should be quite familiar with this issue. In fact, the majority has assured us in several occasions that they would work with us on Ways and Means Committee as well to resolve this issue. Yet, the majority has failed to even propose a meaningful solution, let alone bring one to the floor for a vote. Mr. Speaker, this is a straightforward issue that should have bipartisan support. We taxpayers, if we're going to bear 100% of the risk of an oil spill from this Keystone pipeline, the least we can do is to ensure that those are responsible for it also pay to clean it up. I urge my colleagues to adopt this amendment to protect American taxpayers and hold oil companies accountable. And I yield back the balance of my time.